They say the roof of the world is a place humans were never meant to challenge. A place of collapsing glaciers, violent winds, and mountains so tall they touch the edge of heaven. A place where silence isn't peaceful. China is building something that could change the future of Asia. Something massive, something controversial, something the world never expected to see here. China is constructing what may become the most powerful hydropower station in human history. A project so ambitious that even veteran engineers once called it impossible. This is the story of the Medog Hydropower Dam, a megastructure rising in a place where nature has always been the final ruler. But to understand Medog, we need to begin with a question. Why build a dam in the most dangerous location on the planet? The answer begins with a river so powerful it shapes the destiny of nations. High in Tibet, meltwater from ancient glaciers forms the mighty Yarlung Tsangpo. This river doesn't behave like normal rivers. It drops thousands of meters in elevation, charges through narrow gorges, and unleashes currents so violent that no human could survive in them. Then, as it crosses into India, the river transforms. Its name becomes the Brahmaputra. Its character softens. Its water spreads across valleys, feeds millions of people, and eventually flows into Bangladesh, where it becomes part of the Ganges Delta, the most fertile region in South Asia. A single river supporting more than 130 million lives. And now, China is building a dam at the very point where the river is most powerful and most vulnerable. For China, the Medog Dam is not just a construction project. It is a promise of energy, security, and national pride. For India, it is a warning of dependency, risk, and potential disaster. For scientists, it is a question: can engineering overpower the unforgiving physics of the Himalayas? And for the world, it is a test of how far humans can push the limits of nature. The beginning of the impossible. Decades ago, Medog was one of the last counties in China that had no road access. Landslides were constant. Storms erased paths overnight. Entire mountainsides collapsed without warning. When engineers first studied the region, they agreed on one thing: no structure could survive here, not even for a decade. But China is a country that has built bridges through earthquakes, tunnels through mountains, and skyscrapers that bend with the wind. This time, the challenge was even greater. To reach Medog, workers carved roads along cliffs that crumble like sand. They drilled through unstable rock. They transported thousands of tons of equipment into a region where helicopters struggled to stay steady. And slowly, impossibility started shifting toward reality. Now, satellite imagery reveals deep cuts in the land. Foundations, tunnels, support walls, each representing years of effort. The dam is still incomplete, but the landscape is already transforming. China is not just building a power station, it is rewriting the map. Why this dam matters. The Medog Dam could generate more power than the legendary Three Gorges Dam. It could become the largest hydropower plant ever built. Imagine an entire mega-city powered by just a fraction of this dam's output. Factories, trains, homes, industries, all charged by the raw force of Himalayan water. For China, this is a milestone in its plan to transition to clean energy, a way to cut coal dependence, a way to lead the world in renewable power. But for India, the concerns are different. India fears that control over the river means control over the future. The Brahmaputra is not just water, it is identity, culture, agriculture, and survival. A change in flow could cause droughts or floods downstream. A collapse in the mountains could unleash devastation. And there's something even more frightening. The Himalayas are one of the most seismically active regions on Earth. A strong earthquake could trigger landslides larger than skyscrapers. If such a disaster hits the dam, the consequences could affect not just China, but India and Bangladesh too. This is why the Medog Dam is much more than engineering. It is geopolitics. It is climate risk. It is global tension wrapped in concrete and steel. The environmental question. Environmentalists warn that blocking a river of this scale could alter ecosystems across Asia. The Yarlung Tsangpo is home to rare species, snow leopards, red pandas, Himalayan plants found nowhere else. Temperature changes, water rerouting, and construction noise could impact wildlife already struggling against climate change. But China argues that hydropower is essential for a greener future. Better dams, they say, are better than more coal plants, better than pollution-filled skies, better than a warming world with no solutions. Who is right? No one knows yet. This story is still unfolding. The unseen race. Beyond nature and politics, there is something else driving this project. A quiet race between nations, between technologies, between futures. China sees the Himalayas as the next frontier of renewable power. India sees them as the front line of its security. Bangladesh sees them as the lifeline of its rivers. In this race, the Medog Dam is not just concrete, it is strategy, power, influence. And while governments debate, the construction continues. Tunnels deepen, foundations strengthen, cranes move like silent giants through the mist. The world may not know how the story ends, but the project is moving forward. The future that awaits. When the Medog Dam is completed, whether in 10 years or 20, it will reshape Asia. It could stabilize China's energy grid. It could bring renewable power to millions. It could reshape water flow into India. It could transform the Himalayan geography. Or it could stand as a warning of pushing nature too far. Every megastructure carries a cost. Every ambition leaves a mark. And in Medog, the cost may not be known until decades from now. But one thing is certain. The world cannot ignore what is happening here. Because the Medog Hydropower Dam is not just a dam. It is a decision, a dare, a gamble with mountains older than human history. Some projects build cities, some build nations. But a rare few change the fate of entire civilizations. And Medog is one of them.